Morning, it's Kirsty here again from Little Learners in Leeds. Just continuing today with another video that will hopefully help you to get your children ready for starting school or nursery in September, because I'm aware at the moment that lots of people aren't doing the visits that they would normally do, and they're not at nursery making those same preparations that they normally would. So I've just got a few more ideas for you today, how you can be preparing your children ready for starting. So today I'm thinking more around the sort of independence that children need when they start school, and what sort of life skills that they need to be able to do to cope and to look after themselves. Obviously there's teachers there helping them as well, and teaching assistants, but it's nice for us as parents to know that we're sending them off with the skills that they need to cope themselves as well. Okay, so today I've made a little checklist, okay, and this has got some different skills on that I thought, I know when I sent my children to school, these were kind of things that I thought I would really like them to be able to do. So one here, I've made a little checklist that's got fastening my shoes, opening my water bottle myself, zipping up my coat, and this one's really important at the moment. It's to know about washing hands properly, because I know there's lots of that going on in schools where they're open, and there will be again in September, and going to the toilet by myself and completely independently. Now, if you wanted to make one of these checklists, there's a lot actually on the internet that you can just download, and I will put a link in the I'll put a link to it so you can download this for free if you want, the one I've made. Okay, but you can easily make one of these yourself. So I've made this on the computer, but you could just write it even. Okay, and children quite enjoy having a little checklist to work towards, and they can tick it off, or you can have a sticker every time they've mastered one of these skills. So again, depending on what your child can do at the moment, you know, pick the skills that you think are important to them. It might be that they're already brilliant at doing the shoes, so yeah, you don't need to practice that one, but put on the things that you know you want them to practice. So just to help with that, I've just got a couple of activity ideas that would help you practice some of those skills. Okay, now obviously the getting dressed ones, a lot of dressing up play is just brilliant for that. In the mornings when we're in a rush, it's quite hard to, I know what I'm like, I'm just like, come on quickly, get your clothes on, get your shoes on, and you do end up doing it for them, and it's all very rushed. So dressing up play when you're not rushed is much better for getting them to actually have the time to practice those skills. Now the trouble with a lot of dressing up clothes is they're all Velcro now, okay? So what I would do is put into your dressing up activities clothes that actually require buttons to be fastened and zips to be done, and they're a bit trickier, and then the children can practice doing them. So it might be that you put some of your clothes in, they always like dressing up, or bigger brothers or sisters' clothes in, things like that, where they can actually practice those skills during their play as well. Okay, now one thing that children at school now always have water bottles, and a lot of them take packed lunches and things like that, and you want them to be able to get in them. So I've got a little game here that we've played, which is Rescue the Toy. So I've just got a range of different plastic containers. I've got a water bottle there, and a little plastic tub and a sandwich tub, and in them I've just hidden a different toy. My boys are always really into Lego, so they've got a little Lego man. I would use whatever they like, okay, and you could even use sweets in it if you want, and they have to be able to get them out themselves. Okay, so just by playing that game and getting them to rescue them, okay, they're learning how to get in to all these different devices, okay, and it's really improving their gross and their fine motor skills, okay, and working out how they get in them and how they get them back on. Okay, so even in the water bottle, we've got a twisting action there, and they've got to be able to try and rescue the toy out. So whatever you've got in the kitchen, it's dead quick to set up. Just quickly stick the toys in, and then the children enjoy making this game themselves. Afterwards, they can hide things in for you to get out as well. And if they do that, then they're learning also to fasten them back up as well. Okay, so hopefully that will help with packed lunches and water bottles. Was one of my ideas. In terms of getting dressed as well and doing buttons, okay, the art of doing buttons is like different parts to it. So if you think about doing a button, you've got to be able to push the button through the hole, okay, and twist it round. So if they're really struggling with that, they need to develop that fine motor skill of pushing things through. So obviously if they've got money boxes at home, that's a really good way to practice, because they've got to get the coins into the little gap, but often the gap is quite generous on a money box. So what we've got here is just a cocoa jar with a slit cut into the top. Okay, and that means you can make it a bit finer, so it's a bit trickier for them, okay, for them to practice. You can also just put a piece of card over if it's easier to cut and stick it down, and you can do it with anything. It could be a box, it could be a jar, whatever you've got, it really doesn't matter. And then you can practice with different coins, feeding them into the slot if that is something children are struggling with. Okay, so that's another one of our skills. Now, finally, I also wanted to mention about our washing hands, because obviously washing hands is a big deal at the moment, and washing them thoroughly, so children need to be able to do it. And if you go onto our Little Learners UK website or onto the Facebook page, you will also be able to download the our washing hands song, which is brilliant for doing all the different parts of hand washing, because we use our Lionel straight line marks to make sure we go up and down with our hands, okay, and we use our archy rainbows to make sure we're doing the tops and we're going over. Then we're using our swirlo marks to go round and round and round, and the best one for me is our Ziggy, because Ziggy with his zigzags means that we can clean in between our fingers as well. And the best bit is the song lasts for 2 minutes, so you know if you've got to the end of the song that you've also been washing your hands for long enough. Okay, so have a go. They find it fun. Okay, even my own children find it fun. Okay, and hopefully that will help with hand washing. Now, hopefully that's just giving you a few ideas to just start thinking about the sort of different independent skills that you want to start making sure children have got, and a couple of ideas of how you can practice them. I'm going to continue with some more videos in the next couple of weeks as well, so please give my Facebook page or my Instagram a like and a follow, so that you can continue to get these updates and these ideas. Thanks very much. Bye now.